So first of all, I love your version of Captain Cold on the Flash. It's amazing. And now seeing Captain Cold, because in the comic he has been working with different teams than just the Rogues and so on. What can you describe how easy is it for him to fit in within this Legends team in the beginning?
Well, my hope is that it's not easy at all. I hope there's lots of conflict and fireworks. I think Captain Cole is used to calling the shots. He's used to being the guy, and now that has to change. And I think that'll be a problem for him, and therein is hopefully some great drama.
There's a show on another network, Blind Spot, where Jamie Alexander has a full body tattoo. Have you seen her ink, and would you give her any advice for playing a character covered in a tattoo?
I have not seen that show. My advice would be if you have to wear it overnight, pat yourself down in baby powder. It'll keep you from sticking to the sheets. That's all I got.
Are you surprised that his character has kind of morphed into what it is now? Like when you first came onto The Flash, did you think it was going to be a one-off? Did you have an idea that this could happen?
I had no expectations. It was just one guest star. It was Greg Berlanti's invitation, and I have a lot of respect for him and what he's achieved in this business. So of course I was intrigued and then said yes. And the fact that it's become what it's become, and now there's this show, and there's a little doll. It's really cute. It's extraordinary.
What can we expect from Snart's interactions with the group?
Hopefully they're not going to get along. I think it is a bunch of heroes and villains who have to work together toward a common goal, which is to take on this sort of mega villain, but that doesn't mean they're going to be a happy family en route. As an audience member, I don't want to tune in to watch a show where everybody's getting along. It doesn't sound particularly interesting to me, so I think the purpose of Snart and Heatwave and Katie's character is to sort of keep things edgy and interesting.
As an actor, how does an actor relate to his action figure? Is it just is it a thing, or does it become a talisman?
Maybe both. A friend of mine, when she saw the little Pop Funko doll, she said, "Don't you think it's kind of weird that you don't have a mouth?" And I said, "Who needs a mouth when you've got a sweet-ass widow's peak going? I'm done. I'm good."
Is being a lead on this show going to keep you away from screenwriting?
Potentially. I'm not a multitasker. For a while it was all about writing, now it's all about acting, and that's fine by me. When I was not acting, I began to miss being on set and enjoying the kind of community that only happens on a film and TV set. And there's something kind of pure and satisfying about showing up, memorizing your lines, and bringing a character to life using someone else's words and ideas.
Being on this,
can I just follow up? Have you completed any other scripts besides Stoker?
Sure. I've got a movie coming out that's another original script called The Disappointments Room this September with Kate Beckinsale and TJ Caruso directing.
Being on this team, is it at some point ever going to maybe question the path that he has taken? Is being around these heroes is going to make me think, damn it, maybe I should have been a hero. Maybe is he going to always be like, you know what? I'm proud to be a villain, and I'm going to stick to being a villain.
I think he's got his pride, and I think he does what he does well. There are reasons why he does what he does, and we'll find out more about that. But I don't see him ever becoming a full-on good guy. I think he does have a code, which the other characters can potentially speak to. I think we've seen The Flash try and speak to Snart's sense of honor, such as it is. But my hope is that he stays a baddie, even though he's pursuing positive goals.
Is the lesson maybe the goodies and the good guys and bad guys are not separated by a great deal?
I think the shades of gray characters are the most interesting. And what I love about Snart is that Snart is Snart 24/7. He's never not Captain Cold, so if you ask him who he is, he'll tell you. And there's honesty and authenticity there, whereas you have some other characters running around in masks who are wrestling with secret selves and hidden identities, and if you ask them who they are, they might in fact lie to you, which is not quite heroic in the traditional sense. So I think there is something in Snart that is very admirable and in alignment. He's always in alignment with himself. respect that.
Is he gonna get a better costume or keep rocking the parka?
I like the parka, I can take a nap in my trailer and not worry about jacking something up. It works for me, except when it's August in Vancouver and we're shooting outside.
It seems like you're kind of like a brother's keeper to Heatwave. So could you talk a little bit more about that for Legends? And does that continue, or just, do you break away? And
I feel like Captain Cold is, at this point, the one person that Heatwave potentially listens to some of the time. Heatwave I think of as a full-on band. I'm not sure there's anything redeeming there. Maybe I'll be surprised. So as Snark slowly, perhaps inevitably moves toward a more heroic aspect, I think his relationship with Heatwave could become more problematic because I don't see Heatwave taking the same journey.
Speaking of brother sibling, Lisa, is there going to be any reference to her? How do you think she's going to? Is she going to? I guess this might be happen on the Flash and so on, but is she going to learn that he's going to be joining this team, or or do they have they told you a path what's going to be happening with the Star siblings?
I know next to nothing. That's what's extraordinary about the situation is that I haven't even seen a script for the new show. So it's just a leap of faith based on what Greg and DC Comics have already created. My trust is so strong that I'm kind of willing to sign on even though I don't know the specifics.
Working with Dominic, do you find as actors the choices you're making here, are they informed by the fact that you have history, that you've worked elsewhere together, that there's a pre-existing chemistry before this project?
Yeah, I think our characters, Captain Cold and Heatwave, are meant to have history. We're meant to feel kind of like brothers who are getting along and not getting along at the same time. And Dominic and I just have that by virtue of our history as actors, which I think just adds another layer of juice to the script and the scenes.
I have an old Prison Break question, but did you know about the brain tumor from the pilot that was ultimately revealed in the finale movie?
Did not. I'm not sure I knew what was up 5 episodes from the pilot when we were shooting the pilot. It was all a surprise. And one of the things I love about the way Prison Break was handled was that we found out that the show was coming to an end, and we were able to wrap up the various storylines in a way that was satisfying for the fans.
Well, there's a miniseries rumored over at Fox. Do you know anything about that?
There is a conversation
Oh.
that is happening about a potential Prison Break
But how?
reboot. But how? That's
Because
the big
you
question.
redacted. I don't want to spoil it for
Maybe
anyone else.
Michael's involved, maybe not. It's kind of formative at this point, but my priority, Dominic's priority is Legends, of course, but if and when there's some downtime and something else to shoot, potentially, we're open to it.
It could be a prequel.
We're starting the second week of September in Vancouver, and the show I think is set to debut winter 2016.
Are you doing any additional preparations for the role?
2015, excuse me. What's that?
Are you doing any additional preparations for the follow-up? Because now you're going to be a series regular as Captain Cold. Are you doing any physical preparations? Research more, just to add more to what you already have.
Kind of taking it one day at a time. I'm not exactly sure because I've only played the character 4 times. What all he's capable of in terms of the action and the stunts and so on and so forth. My priority, of course, is to create a kick-ass character, and if there's a stunt sequence, to have it be amazing. I have no ego around doing my own stunts, so that means like tapping my 20-year-old stand-in who's in amazing shape to step in and like execute. I don't mind.
Was it fun shooting that teaser with everyone?
That was a good time. Yeah, that was my first time on set with Victor Garber and Brandon and Katie, and it's a really good group of people. I love them.
You got the big laugh in that too. Why did you say that?
That's another appealing part about this character versus like Michael Schofield is that he has a sense of humor. He's not tasked with being earnest all the time. That's nice.
You crossovers back with Flash still, or are you kind of done?
Yeah, I don't know. I think these characters are meant to appear on Flash and Arrow leading up to the debut of the new show. It just kind of sets the foundation for what the new show is all about. And I'd be really disappointed if I had to abandon Captain Cold's relationship with Barry Allen because I think there's a lot more there to explore. So my commitment is to do both.